it.
Hello out there, thanks for joining us on Political Platform. It's a Monday and a lot of reports we have for you. We'll be following up with all the trending reports and stories that in the arena. The National Assembly, a lot of reactions still following the voting on the constitutional amendments and some of the bills that seek to create some amendments or reform in the polity. And the military's correction of information on the Boko Haram attack in Borno State also generating some reactions. We have a lot of mails on some of the events around these issues. The unfortunate incident on the exploration site in Borno with the NNPC workers and some staff of the University of Maiduguri, and then the reactions and the way the the military authorities first came up with information and then came to correct some of those information is suggestive that some work needs to be done properly, and Nigerians need not be taken for granted that they do not have other alternative access to information. So the military should always be upright in letting Nigerians know appropriately what is happening. They have nothing to lose. And they freed 6 schoolboys in Lagos after 65 days in captivity, also still trending. And we are so excited here on the platform. We said so that one of those things that will brighten our faces and let the parents have joys for those children. I want to say that those security operatives that carried out, including the governments and the governors of the states involved, they really need to be commended for the effort to free this and even go ahead to arrest some of them. We will be taking on all the issues, and we'll also be reading from your mails through politicalplatform@yahoo.com. You can reach us, and we have some harvest this morning. Okiri Agbonsurem is my name. Dr. Amechi Anakwe is on the platform this morning. Amechi, welcome.
Thank you. Hello and welcome to the program.
And Uju Ejeye is also here. Uju, we have has the ball stopped rolling now in the National Assembly, or we are still having some? Because I heard the Senate President saying there were a lot of misinformation, misunderstanding, but particularly with regard to the devolution of powers voting.
Exactly. He also said that the issue of devolution of power is not closed, that it could be revisited again. But of course, Ohiria, I think that particularly with the House of Representatives, the Speaker may have, lumped some things that made it so confusing, for the people to vote appropriately, and that made them to kill 2 items that were already okayed by the Senate. Although he said at the beginning that that it was just a procedure, that whatever the Senate had rejected is likely to remain rejected, but so that Nigerians would know how the House would ordinarily have voted, and like fulfilling our righteousness. And when you look at the issue of the NYSC, removing it from the Constitution so that it can be amended anytime it's necessary, instead of going through a constitutional review, you find that he lumped it with the issue of the Land Use Act, and so they voted.
The Land Use Act overshadowed it,
and they had to kill the baby and the bathwater. Unlike the Senate that itemized it as A, B, C, so they separated everything and vote. So I think those are some of the issues that
maybe that is what is maybe that is what is giving the Senate President the hope that they could actually come back together again, re-engineer themselves, look at those gray areas. But unfortunately, Mustafa Mohammed, we passed through this road before. And the road we are passing through now is what we passed through before. A constitution both chambers agreed on even some of the basic things, and the president said he was not going to sign. We have not even gotten to the stage of even the state legislature voting now. Yes. We have some of these crises.
Okiria, I've not seen Nigerians so agitated in terms of political issues like this very constitutional review. When you see the kind of information Nigerians have, the hopes and aspirations for resource control, for FCT original indigents to even take control of, where they come from,
devolution of
power, a better Nigeria, local government autonomy. It seems the National Assembly members, both chambers, are not in touch with the grassroots. I would have preferred that before they even start voting, these senators and House of Representative members should have gone to their various constituencies, agreed with their voters before they come back.
Even if it is state by state basis, even if it's on a state by state basis.
Exactly. And now what you have is when it comes to the turn of states to vote, the governors already have the state houses of assembly in their pocket. A lot of things will not see the light of the day.
Or even before they go to their constituents to even understand what they are voting for. From the statements of the Senate president, you can discover that most of the senators voted
just on
because they didn't even understand what the issues are. Yeah. That if you want to move a railway, for instance, from an exclusive list to concurrent, they didn't understand the meaning. They just saw it as restructuring. And it's unfortunate when lawmakers who make laws for the well-being of our nation display that kind of maturity and grasp of issues of lawmaking. It tells ignorance. You the nature of laws they churn out from there, and the nature of oversight functions they do carry.
And actually, you are not paying your legislative aids. Who is there to make you understand? The legislative aides are hungry. A lot of them have been owed several months of salaries and allowances. These are the young, educated individuals.
You are even talking of when you have legislative aides. Some of the legislative aides are just political
family members,
appendages,
who don't even understand.
Some are wives and houseboys, right?
Where we have Ijoma Osamo, I will take you to River State.
Okay.
It does appear that the water is boiling all over.
As at Saturday, the APC
and
Congress.
We also saw what happened in Kaduna.
Yes, it's this kind of scenario is mostly associated with political parties in power. When PDP was in power, we saw this played out, and this is happening with APC. I remember they told us that the APC is coming on the platform of a change platform where you don't have impunity, where you don't have imposition of power. But what is happening is a battle between two strong men in one state. You see Amechi and you see Mark Nosabe. You see Sani and you see the governor. So this is not going to help the party, because what they are trying to do is still holding on to a godfatherism in politics.
If I have to come in here, Ohiria, I have said it before and I will repeat it, that if you talk about imposition, some of the key members of the APC are masters of imposition. Yeah. Ohiria, you knew when it was AD, before it became ACN, they are masters of imposition.
Yeah, I wanted to say that they have had tutorials from these the old political parties that have had them.
Yes.
It's in the AD.
Even some
it
of
was
the
in the AD.
ones.
It's also the AD we're seeing Baba Sokpe, Baba has said this. You must go to.
It's still part of them, but they told us they are coming with change.
And for those who came from PDP to join the APC,
they still have that spirit.
They have their tutorials. Perfected their tutorials. Exactly. They have their experts in all these things. It's the leader that have said so. Exactly. The leader said.
Don't you know who his father was?
Those are the kind
was
of
a member of.
But I'm worried. If you have guns and cutlasses at the world level now,
then
what happens at the national level?
Well, let's go to our mailbox. But the takeaway from today's program that we have to analyze is the devolution of powers as against that is the voting in the National Assembly as against the provisions, those promises that were made by the APC and as contained in black and white in their manifestos. What must have happened? A National Assembly that is largely dominated by the APC, why did they not fulfill the promise that they made to the people during the elections in a simple matter that is clear on devolution of powers? We'll be taking a look at it. But let's take a look at our mailbox. Who is talking to us this morning?
Hello and welcome to the mail segment. I am Usaitin Yari.
And I am Etenikan Akepu. You're welcome.
Writing on the release of the abducted 6 students in Lagos State, Monday Amen Abuja says, I wish to use this medium to congratulate the parents and guardians of the abducted 6 pupils of the Lagos State Model College, Igbonla in Ekpe, whose kids finally regained their freedom last Friday in faraway Ondo State after about 64 days in captivity. Kudos to the Southwest governors, gallant security agents, and the federal government for their tireless efforts and support, which helped in no small measure towards the release of the 6 abducted pupils. Special appreciation to the political platform crew in particular, and the media in general, for always highlighting the matter in their reportage and analysis. I wish to call on government and school proprietors to make security and welfare of their pupils and students a top priority by providing adequate security coverage and building of perimeter fence, as well as provision of CCTV in and around their school premises. These measures will no doubt curb kidnapping of our innocent school children, which is becoming rampant in the country. God bless Nigeria.
And away from that, Ejembe Simple in Abuja writes on the need for state governors to support constitutional review. He goes on to say the ongoing 1999 constitution amendment will end up in a nullity if the state governors refuse to sign up on the little gains recorded by the National Assembly. We all know the overbearing influence of our state governors on their state assemblies. Local government autonomy, financial autonomy for state assembly, and not too young to rule are 3 bills Nigerians should not allow to be killed by our governors. Any governor that will not ensure the passage of 3 bills shall automatically be crowned killer of democracy, KOD. And any governor that will ensure the passage of these bills shall earn the title Democracy General in Nigeria, DGA. Nigerians should therefore be on the watch.
More reactions. Dixie Neka in Abuja says the passage of the Not Too Young to Run bill by both chambers of the National Assembly, reducing the age limit of individuals contesting elections, is good. But I don't understand the reason for the wild celebration it's receiving everywhere. Is it really the age restrictions that are our problems, or is it the high cost of running an election in Nigeria? How many youths below the age of 35 can afford the nomination form of political parties and sponsor campaigns for the election? Reducing the age limit is good, but I think the ultimate thing here is to prevail on INEC and other stakeholders to compel political parties to reduce their nomination forms to make it affordable. May God help our youths.
And on the continued Boko Haram attacks, Collins Eze in Kubwa, Abuja says, it's unfortunate that barely 1 year after the Boko Haram sect was declared defeated by the federal government, they have continued to attack and kidnap people, especially in Borno State. I am not an expert in this, but I believe the federal government can come up with another workable approach, as the direct military assault seem not to be working properly. My condolences to all those who lost their loved ones in this latest attempt to rescue the kidnapped oil workers. May God help Nigeria.
More reactions on security situation. Ameze Wombosi in Abuja says it's obvious that Boko Haram has not been defeated as the military claimed. This is evident with their recent killings of military officers, civilian JTF, and other residents, especially the abduction of Unimaid University of Maiduguri and NNPC staff. While I commend the efforts of our gallant troops in the fight, may I advise them to change tactics in the war. The rains have set in and grasses have grown all over the forest, giving the terrorists some cover and making it difficult for ground troops to advance due to poor road terrain. The efforts should therefore intensify their airstrikes.
And lastly for today is this mail from Benga Odubayo in Wuse, Abuja, who writes on Governor Fayoshe's interview on the program. He goes on to say, about 3 weeks ago on the platform, you replayed the interview with Governor Fayoshe on President Buhari's health. In the interview, Governor Fayoshe said that President Buhari is incapacitated and could not talk, and accused the presidency of deceiving Nigerians about the president's health condition. He threatened to release to the public many pictures of President Buhari in critical condition in the intensive care unit in London Hospital if the government failed to do so. About 4 days after, the presidency released many pictures of the president in London in good and lively mood, receiving visitors. But Governor Fayoshe has failed to release the pictures he claimed to have. So the moral burden is on the political platform crew, especially Ohiria, to call Governor Fayoshe to release those pictures, or the political platform crew should apologize to all Nigerians for allowing these hate speeches and fake news on their platform. If not, it will be obvious that political platform is now for hate speeches and fake news that can incite the public against the government. This will make people like me to stop listening to your program.
That's it on the mail segment for today. Keep sending your mails to politicalplatform@yahoo.com.
Bust it. They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Thank you so much. We want to thank all those who write to us, share your views. You know that political platform provides everyone the opportunity to be heard. We have heard, I've had requests, people making inquiries on the way we pick our mails. Some have even said, where we found the courage to take those mails that are obviously against us. Even when they lampoon us, we read them and we answer that the platform is not our platform, it's everybody's platform. It's the platform will not exist if we do not have those who listen. And if we do not give up you opportunity to ventilate, we will not also be happy, we will not be able to run the platform the way you want it. And the governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose, is also one of the Nigerians who will also provide opportunity to be heard on the platform. Just the way we have provided Benga Odubayo from Wuse here the opportunity to get us below the belt and tell us that we should apologize for accepting Fayose to come on the program. Of course, we admit everybody to come on the program. We're also sensitive that we also need to be cautious not to take things that would cause division in Nigeria. But the freedom of information, the way we relate it in such a way that it keeps us united and on and on is what we are up here. Now, you have so many questions to ask with regard to the president's ill health. Assuming Fayose did not even come up with those, assuming they were even lies that Fayose told, those lies have made the government to come out to provide Nigerians with all this horrid visit that we're having with the governors to show that the president is able and is sitting around the table, where because the Fayose came up with the allegations that he has photographs. Fayose has not published those photographs. Yes, he has not published them. He has a prerogative. He knows when he wants to publish them or if it's necessary to publish them. It is not possible that we are going to compel Fayose to publish them. We can ask him to show us the photographs, show Nigerians the photographs since you have them. But he has a prerogative to do so. And we want to encourage you to continue to write to us. Tell us what you feel and let us do it in a very smart way that will unite Nigeria, and let your mails come short, sharp and straight to the point.
And more importantly, we must learn how to tolerate each other's opinion. You may not like Fayose's opinion. You may not like Tanko Yakase's opinion, as bad or as vicious as you think they are. They have the right to their opinion as long as they do it within the confines of the law and it does not affect or threaten national security. All you need to do is to come up with a superior argument. And the rest of the Nigerians will decide by themselves among the two which one is true and which one is false. It's democracy, and political platform is a marketplace of ideas.
And let you also know, for Mohammed Idris, we didn't take your mail because we were just making inquiries. You said last month, Thursday, 15th of June, you wrote us a mail titled "When Nigeria Was One," and that as part of your research efforts, you need to have that materials that Amechi mentioned in the course of the program. Please, you can go to our YouTube channel and get it out. I believe it's there. If you need to dub it out or you want to take it out for your supervisors, we acknowledge the fact that the platform is useful to so many people, and those who write us mails are also creating opportunities for themselves. So you can go to our AIT political platform on YouTube channel, and you get the video. You can take it out or take the audio out for your supervisors. And for those who cannot listen to us or who want to watch us, you can still go to to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Those who have either you are busy, you cannot listen at a particular time. All the videos are there, you can watch.
A particular message for Nigerians and listeners. No matter what our differences is, whether you are from the south, east, north, west, north central, or south, the problem of the Nigerian nation is the same: poverty, illiteracy, corruption, misgovernance.
And they are all over Nigeria.
Wherever you go,
even from Brass to
the problem of poverty, corruption, and misgovernance is the same. All these ones elites are talking about, this is for me, that is for you, is all this does not solve. They do not solve the kind of problem Nigerians are facing, including the constitutional amendment that is going on. A lot of the members in the National Assembly have not looked at how the major problems of poverty is going to be solved. The major problem of infrastructure is going to be solved.
For our people.
Education for our people is not going to be. So the truth of the matter is Nigerians need to take control of governance.
All right. Let's broaden it. Let's take a look at it. I was wondering, the current Minister of Information was here during the campaign. He was with us regularly on this program. We were dealing with the manifesto and the constitution of the party and what the party is going to do. And part of the major plank was that power will be devolved. And that when the party comes, if they get into power, they are going to devolve power. I was so surprised that, because I never expected that we are going to have any problem if the party members, those who were elected, understood this and they are elected and they are in the National Assembly. But what happened last week about the way the devolution of power clause was thrown out is one that makes me to believe that the party is not running on the National Assembly is not running on the manifesto of the party.
Okay, you need to ask another question. Do they really understand what their manifesto is? Because I remember during the days of Lai Mohammed, the spokesman of the party, he was actually speaking for the party as a single person. By the time you invite one or two persons, they tell you go to Lai Mohammed. That is what we are facing today. Lai Mohammed understood that manifesto. That's why he could come out to say this is what we want. Now look at the kind of representatives.
But let me ask you. When this vote was about to take place, where was the party? The party does not have access to its representatives to say, look, this is our position.
No, okay, see, if you're asking that question now, you need to ask another question. The representatives that we have in the National Assembly now, majority of them are from APC. Do they understand the constitution? Do they understand why they are there? Most of them just flew on the winds of Buhari, the name, because Buhari had so much supporters. And when the presidential election was conducted first, the same day, that was the look they had. As at then, that's my own understanding.
I don't think that the party has lost a grip or is not actually doing what it should do. Because ideally, if such a thing as huge as the amendment of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of
Nigeria, there should be caucus meeting of the party.
There should be caucus meetings. The party leadership should have briefed its members, and enlightened them on what to do, what the party represents. You see, that's why we've been crying that party supremacy seems to have been eroded from our political parties. Yeah. We need party supremacy where those who can articulate the manifesto of the party can enlighten its representatives, so that by the time they go out there, they will be able to do what the party wants them to do. They'll be able to fulfill the promises of the party to the people. And that way the party remains relevant and the integrity of the party is maintained.
I think Ohiria, APC as a party has a big credibility challenge.
Yes.
They have a big task in telling Nigerians that tomorrow, if they ask you stop, that what they actually mean is for you to stop and not for you to run away. Because I recall the first 100 days pact with Nigerians. The presidency denied it. The party denied it, that they never said it. Even when it was very clear that all the promises came during the elections. Okay, that apart, if we can't even tie it to the party or to the presidency, what about the very first item on your manifesto, which is devolution of powers, and which Lai Mohammed then, as the spokesperson of the party, kept shouting everywhere, including here. There was a golden opportunity for you to do just one and restore your credibility. What did you do? You threw it away. I said last week and I'm repeating it. If the party cannot offer an explanation on what happened, they need, there's a huge responsibility on them to apologize profusely and unreservedly to Nigerians, for deceiving Nigerians, for misleading Nigerians. The party, some people say they are deceitful. There's an opportunity for the party.
Well, another thing, Mustafa, I want to ask you is that did Nigeria actually vote because there was devolution of power in the constitution,
no,
in the manifesto?
No,
they actually voted because there was this bandwagon.
You know,
so who do we apologize to?
You know what happened? APC is a party of strange bedfellows. APC was formed to grab the power from the PDP and the former President Goodluck Jonathan, using the sentiment of the Boko Haram crisis and the deaths in the northeast, and of course the personality of General Buhari. Like Ijoma said, so many people wouldn't have been governors or National Assembly members or even ministers today if not because of Buhari. Has the party held any congress since they came to power?
No.
It's a party that is already dead, and I can tell you it will take the miracle of God Almighty to save that party for 2019, because even the people who helped the president to come to power, look at those from ANPP, APP, only Ogbonaya Ono got political appointment.
I would disagree with you vigorously that the party is dead. I don't think the party is
almost
dead.
I think the ruling party is alive and kicking.
It's alive and kicking. What we are doing here is to get the party to understand the contract with the people, and that's how we're going to be wrapping it up because of our time. When we come back tomorrow, we will have more for you. In under 24 hours, you hear from us, and we'll also hear from you through political platform at yahoo.com. Okiri Agbonsuremi here. Busted.